One of the first lessons I got in being a leader was when I was a vampire. Now, I'm older than I think everyone in the room. I was a vampire before vampires were cool. You see, the only reason I have a brother is that he got a complete blood transfusion when he was born. So in my family, donating blood is a real big deal. Now, when I was in college, I joined a service organization. The main reason, of course, was to meet girls. As an engineer at MIT, I don't know about nowadays, but in my school, at those days, the female percentage was less than 20. Okay, so meeting girls was a little extra difficult than solving equations. So I joined this organization. We put on blood drives in conjunction with the Red Cross. You could not walk on our campus during a blood drive without knowing that the blood drive was going on. When I chaired a blood drive, we collected 1,495 pints from a student population of 8,000. The Red Cross told us that we, year after year, had the highest percentage of people donating blood of any school east of the Mississippi River. We were what I'll come to show you was a stage 5 tribe. See, the first part of my presentation will be to talk about tribal leadership. It's based on some of the work by Dave Logan. There's a handout on the central table here. It talks about the two parts of my presentation. And you want to understand the tribes that you are in, the tribes that you will join, the tribes that you will form at work, at school, church, civic organization. What stage of development is your tribe? Because the more developed the tribe is, the more you can accomplish, the more you can learn, the more the tribe can accomplish. Now, I need 3 volunteers. And I promise it won't hurt. I'm not going to extract any blood today. 3 volunteers. Okay, here's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Come on up here. Right here, please. Now, the technical term for stage 1 is life sucks. That's Professor Logan's term. In stage 1, everyone that's in the tribe figures life sucks. Because your boss, your leader, although at stage 1 there really isn't a leader, there's only a boss, has created a climate that you find virtually intolerable. So what happens in stage 1 is you're miserable all the time. You're not rewarded for what you accomplish. The beatings will continue until the morale improves. Has anyone heard that phrase before? Now, what do you do if you're in stage 1? If you find yourself in a tribe that's stage 1, what should you do about it? Try to improve it.
Talk to your boss.
Talk to your boss. What's another option? Find another one. You run to the hills. You go someplace where you are appreciated. There's no shortage, unfortunately, of bosses who do not know how to lead. Now, let's come over here, stage 2. Now, stage 2, the technical term is my life sucks. Single word difference, M-Y, my. See, the one thing that's about stage 2 that's not at stage 1 is that you observe that there's at least somebody who's got a tolerable existence. Let's say it's you. I treat this young man all right. I almost treat him like he's human. These 2, The beatings still continue until morale improves. He's my pet. Okay? Do you all know about teachers' pets? Even in the young generation now, you have teachers' pets, right? He's my pet. Now, what do these guys think about me or about him?
Jealous.
They're jealous. Yeah, right. Okay? Now, if you find yourself in stage 2, what do you do about it?
Oh, I'm good.
You're good, okay. Yeah, he picked up on that pretty fast, didn't he? Okay. Well, you might find out why he gets treated better. Now, maybe he's my nephew. Or maybe he's married to my niece. You don't know. It would be worthwhile finding out. You want to improve the situation. You want to at least improve your situation. You might look into going elsewhere. All right, now let's come into the middle. Stage 3. You guys are good. Now, stage 3, I'm okay. I'm the boss. These are my minions. New ideas are great as long as they're mine. New ideas are great as long as they make me look good. Their job is not to learn. Their job is to make me, the boss, look good. They're kind of happy. Now, if they're feeling a little frisky, they might be raising things above my head. See, one thing that's different about that's about stage 3 versus stage 1 and 2 is that I at least have enough confidence to stand in front of them and not worry about pieces of metal being jabbed into my back. But am I growing these people? Am I preparing them for the next challenges in their career? Am I getting the most out of my team? No. Stage 3 is a typical work environment. I've been out in the workplace. Believe me, stage 3 is way too typical. Spot the signs. Again, don't forget the handout. We're going to come a little further over to stage 4. Now, stage 4 is we're okay. Now I recognize that these people really are valuable. My job is not to be scared of new leaders. I want to grow more leaders. I know as a leader, I've now transitioned from being a boss to a leader. Now I care about the whole team, and I know that the more we work together and the more good ideas these folks are generating, the more we will accomplish. You hear the word we a lot more than the word me. So when you're out job interviewing, watch for signs. Is it always about the boss man or boss women? I've had both female and male bosses over my career. Or is it about the team? If you hear, oh, our group, our team, we like to work together, we like to do things together, you might be talking about a stage 4 tribe. If it's all about, oh, so-and-so, and he's the greatest, I'm lucky to work with him, blah, 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 you're probably over here somewhere. Now, I was in an engineering team for 10 years that involved all those different countries. Now, the head of the program for most of that time period was the most arrogant SOB I have ever met. It's also the most brilliant. Guy was genius. I started out at stage 1. Then I realized that not everyone was miserable. That put me in stage 2. Then I started to analyze the people who weren't miserable. Why? Well, it turned out the boss was French, and other people who were French were treated differently than everybody else. Well, I'm not French. I happen to be of Italian descent, not French. Bad news for me. But I then studied even more. After all, I'm an engineer. I can study, and I can learn even if it's not equations. And I realized, wait a minute, these guys are interacting with the boss man differently than the rest of us. And so I got partway into stage 3, and I realized I could work with this guy if I adapted my style to his. I had to be the one to change. Now in stage 4, by the way, the leader changes to work with his team. Stage 3, it's the other way around. It's one of the ways you can see the difference. Now, just about the time I figured out how to work with this guy, he got canned because he had ticked off too many people literally around the world. That's one of the dangers of being in stage 3. Because if you're in stage 3 and everything depends on one guy who can get fired, who can take another job, who can get run over by a bus tomorrow morning, you are at risk. Your team is at risk. Your job is at risk. The written recommendation that you're hoping for is at risk. So if you can, you find yourself in a stage 4 team. Now, one of the things about a stage 4 team is that I'm not trying to control these guys. I want them to go develop their own networks. So I want each of you to go out in the audience and drag up somebody you do not know up here. Because the stronger we make our network as a team, the better off we are. The more we can spread our energy, our ideas, and the more we can listen and absorb information from other people. We just double the size of the team. Now, not the number of pounds, because I'm heavier than any of these people. Now, what? You're in stage 1. I want you, everyone over here on stage 4. Over here. Stage 1, bad. Don't do stage 1. This team will continue to grow and thrive. That makes me less and less important, which means I can go on to the next challenge because I'm growing leaders. I'm giving them more and more things to do and more responsibility, and I want them to grow their skills so that I become irrelevant. If I'm a leader, I know there's always more challenges to go after. I'm not threatened by more leaders. I want more leaders. Now, stage 5, which we don't even have room for up here, Logan calls it, life is good. See, in stage 4, I'm still competing with some other groups way out there somewhere. But in stage 5, life is good. We don't even care about the competition. We are so far ahead of the pack, we're just giving our ideas away. We're just sharing with everybody. We want them to come with us. That blood drive team that I was talking about, we were in stage 5. We didn't feel any competition. We just had fun. We developed ideas and we would just do them. When we got together as a team, it wasn't about competition, it was about having fun. We made a paper mache blood drop. Would walk around campus taking turns. And one of the things that I remember doing with great joy is walking in and disrupting many an engineering class. Just imagine someone coming in the back of the room wearing a big red blood drop costume. Just wandering around and then wandering back out. That's the sort of nuttiness that we did. It didn't matter if it made sense. It didn't matter if it broke a rule. We just did it. We had fun, we were learning, and we did well. And as we rotated chairs from one blood drive to another, it didn't matter. The organization just thrived. The next person would come in with more ideas. The next set of freshmen would come in with more ideas. And it was fun. If you ever get a chance to grow into a stage 5 organization, you're going to say, life is good. You're going to say, hell yes. You don't want to be in stage 1. Stage 2, no. Stage 3, typical. Stage 4, count your blessings. And stage 5, thank God. So watch as you are in teams, whether it's a study group in school, groups that you're trying to get a job with. What's the dynamic in that organization? And can you move yourself, the group, and your skills in this direction? Thank our volunteers. See, it's even true, no matter how good any engineer is, you get more done as part of a team. That doesn't mean you give up your own individual accomplishments, but the effect of what you're doing grows as you have a stronger team to work with. And engineers are just as responsible for making those teams function well as anybody else. So think about stage 1 through 5. Life sucks. My life sucks. I'm okay. We're okay. Life is good.